My name is Maxine Hendricks. My parents were Jesse Jumping Eagle and Nelson Hendricks. I'm from the Ogallala Troop Tribe at Pine Ridge, South Dakota. I was born January 1st, 1944. My early years spent on the reservation at Pine Ridge was with my grandparents, Oliver and Mamie Jumping Eagle. They lived between Wounded Knee and Manderson, South Dakota. I lived most of my early years with them until I was 12, well, when they died when I was 12 years old. They had their own place. They raised their own cattle, their own horses. They were very self-sufficient people. My grandfather was a policeman at one time, a police chief at Pine Ridge. My grandma was a homemaker, but she took care of most of the family of her own 10 kids and grandkids, probably running the hundreds. But my life on the reservation, as I could remember, was nice. I mean, it was good at that time because I was raised during the 50s, and I went to school at Holy Rosary Mission, which is now Red Cloud. I went there when I was 5 till I was 12 years old. The school is a religious Catholic school. My day started is getting up in the morning, and we had chores to do, and every 9 months they were changed. Maybe first you worked in the dining room to set up the dining room for the day. After you do dishes, you have to set up for the next meal. And at that school, maybe at that time, was like 500 kids all total. There were boys and girls. The school ranged from 1st to 12th grade. We had priests and nuns that took care of us. Some of the kids worked in the laundry. The girls worked in the laundry, in the kitchen, in the dining rooms. And they did their own house cleaning in the dormitories. And then the boys had their choice. Some worked on the farm area, they worked in the garden, some worked in the bakery, they did their own chores in the dormitory themselves. The schooling was very efficient. I've learned a lot when I was there. We went to Mass every morning and every night. At that time, Latin was taught to the older children, to the older adults, and it's some that wanted to go on to being a priest or a nun. This was their choice of serving God. As for the culture part of what I've learned myself, was very limited because of going to school, and I just knew very little of it until I came to live up here in 1999. I learned a lot about the culture of the Native American here in Rapid and the different reservations. Right now, I'm on what they call the task force here in Rapid City, where our concerns is with health care at Susan. We are having very, I'd say, poor health care. The idea is, I don't know if they want to get rid of the hospital for sure, it's not a hospital anymore, it's a clinic. But a new clinic's supposed to be built, but it won't be maybe 15 or 20 years from now. So in the meantime, we still need our health care right now. People are dying. There's only 2.5 doctors at the hospital, and maybe the 0.5 is part-time. One doctor takes care of the walk-ins, and one doctor takes care of the ambulatory care, and you can't get appointments. And when they go in for walk-in, it's only for 7 people maybe sometimes in the morning. so you can see how limited the service is. People are getting fired that have been there for a long time, and these are people that have been there 18 years, some more, and some are getting transferred out because of the situation there at Susan's, and a lot of them want to speak up, but they're afraid they'll lose their jobs. Today, the task force has been since 1999, October. It started in October 1999. I came in probably about 2004, and to help, I was just taking, well, I had health concerns too, because then I noticed the studying what was limited to us, and so that made a lot of interest why people weren't getting their care. And gradually, even myself, the last time I seen a doctor was last March of 2007, and I was told at that time I probably won't get an appointment from 6 months to a year, so she gave me a whole year refill supply for a year. Well, mine's going to run out in 2 refills, which will probably make it in the middle of February. My concern is if I'm going to be able to see a doctor at all. I could tell you all my ailments. I've got heart trouble. I'm diabetic. I've got sleep apnea. I've got post-traumatic stress disorder, major depression. I've got gout and arthritis. But I know there's a lot of people that have more problems, more severe problems are cancer, the diabetes. Some have going into dialysis. I've seen people already die since dialysis. Some have replants, but these were done with other help, not with Suzanne. Trying to think of other situation. It's just hard. The other night I went to a meeting, and it was just so, I just wanted to bawl. I felt so bad, and it's taken me a few days to try to sort things out again. We're supposed to have another meeting next month, and hopefully by January we'll have a committee meeting, and this will involve all the people in Rapid City, and things are going to be brought out that nobody knows. Things, they're trying to find out who pushes the button. Who pushes the button higher up. And so we're looking for an action plan to find out why all legal stuff hadn't been done to Suzanne. Why haven't complaints been completed for people? Why haven't they been investigated? And why contract health isn't taking care of people when they should be taken care of in referrals, especially when there's a lot of people that have insurance, and they could, their insurance takes care of their referrals. That's all they need is a referral from their physician, and they're not even giving that to them. I've been asked for a referral to go see Dr. Birch because I'm having failing kidney, and some of the people that are trying to help me out, their hands are tied. They can't do anything. They were employees at one time at Suzanne. And with the sleep apnea too, they don't say it's a life and death thing. Well, finding out it is a life and death thing, because you could just die in your sleep without no one waking you up. You don't have no air, you suffocate. And so this has been a lot of concern for me. It could damage your internal organs, so maybe that's one of the causes. I'm just guessing. I'm not a doctor, so that's why I go to a doctor. And that's why all other people go, because they want to find out what's their ailment, what's bothering, they tell them their symptoms, and half the time they're diagnosed wrong. And some get misdiagnosed, and some end up with cancer. So, this is just like a catch-22. You're going in circles. Some fall between the cracks because of no insurance. And we think, well, Suzanne's there for us because of no insurance. But that's not true either. So I'm coming out with this. I'm not afraid to tell my story, and I know it's the truth because I dealt with it myself. Let's turn it on. Right, the pictures that were taken